crazy. Here I am, Facebook Live. I'm not quite sure what's happening here, but I'm so excited to have an opportunity to talk to you because one of the things that I'm always thinking about is how can I take my own learning and struggle of learning new things, because before my life wasn't so great. I was really depressed and I wasn't getting anything done. I was constantly cutting myself off at the knees, really. And so I have learned with many incredible teachers over the years how to live a little bit differently, live with some awareness, to live with more meditation and lots of little tiny things. I talk about this a lot because I give a talk called Small Changes, Big Impact. So what happened for me, and I think one of the most important things is that I actually never gave up. I just kept going little by little. And I don't even know why, except that I would achieve a tiny little thing, and then I would kind of go back in time and fail a whole bunch more times. But I just kept trying. I just kept believing, had a little bit of hope that I was able to make some changes to my life. So what I want to do over the next 12 months is I actually am going to be working in my blog. So if you go to www.beauprecoaching.com, you can sign up for my freebie there. So what I'm going to do is it's kind of based on a 12-step program practice called AWOL, A Way of Life. And in that program, they take the 12 steps and they take about a month and they work on each step after about a month. So what I thought, what a great idea. So I'm going to take each concept and way of living that I have kind of been practicing from all of the wonderful teachers that I've learned, and I'm going to explore it for a month at a time. And so for the rest of the month, if you read my blog, the rest of the month it's going to be awareness. So I want to teach you how to be aware and how to connect. And basically, in order to be, well, why would you want to be aware? Like, there's a lot of messed up things going on in the world. But if you want to live from a place that's more that you decide. If you want to decide how you want to live, what you want to have in your life, then what you want to do is become aware. So I start teaching with awareness of your thoughts. How can you become aware of your thoughts? So I presented an exercise in 3 different parts, and I'm going to talk it through. I'm not going to actually do it because we'd have to have silence for 3 minutes, and I don't think this is the way to do that. So, but the first thing I want you to do is when you have a chance, you take a moment, 3 minutes, to sit quietly by yourself. And I want you to try not to think. I don't want any words to go through your head. And do that for 2 minutes, and then after 2 minutes of that, you write for 1 minute. So you want a timer, you want to get a little notebook and prepare to do this exercise. I think you'll be interested to know is that it's pretty impossible to stop thinking. We think that meditation is quiet thoughts, nirvana, but in fact, it's not. The second part of the exercise is what I want you to do is take another 2 minutes, and this time I actually want you to notice the content of your thoughts. What exactly are you saying, okay? And so for 2 minutes you sit quietly and you start noticing what are the little words that are going across in my head. You might be thinking about what am I having for breakfast? What am I going to do today? You might think about your kids or your partner, or sometimes I find myself just like spelling Mississippi. It's kind of strange, I know. So then after you do that for 2 minutes, I want you to write for 1 minute about what the thoughts were you had. And then the third exercise is to sit for another 2 minutes, and this time I want you to focus on your breath. So you close your eyes and you think breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and you're just trying to focus on your breath. So I'll do this a little bit. So it'd be like breathing in. This is all done silently. Breathing out, I notice my breath going out, my chest kind of going down, my stomach going down. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out, I'm noticing it, and then all of a sudden I start thinking, when is this going to be over? When am I going to have breakfast? And when I realize that I'm no longer focusing on my breath, what I want you to do is just say congratulations and come back to the breath. So it'd be like this. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Breathing in, noticing the air going in my nose, breathing out. And then I think that I hear my dog making noise and start thinking about the dog, and I go, congratulations. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. And next thing you know, I'm going, I wonder if it's time for me to get up and get dressed yet or take my shower. Congratulations. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. So you do that for just 2 minutes, and then I want you to write for another minute. And the thing that I'm trying to point out to you here, so to get you an experience of the watcher. So the watcher is the part of you that isn't feeling the feeling, but that is observing the feeling. And this watcher is your ally. And it will be one of the tools that you will work with for the month. And I think it's a wonderful time because we have Thanksgiving coming up in the United States, and many people will be with families. And for many of us, families are wonderful. We love being with them, but there's always something that happens that could bring up some old stuff, or we might consider it old stuff. We would have thoughts about things that happen, and then we think that, we get a reaction to that thought. So what I want you to do this Thanksgiving is I want you to get yourself that little notebook that you're writing in. And actually, I have a little notebook right here, something like this, so that when you go to your family, you can actually take this notebook and put it in your purse. And what I want you to do is I want you to notice what you're thinking if there's any disturbance that happens. Say somebody says something that irritates you. There's so much going on in the world. What I want you to do is I want you to take a breath, and I want you to notice what it is you're thinking. And in front of your thoughts, say, I notice I'm thinking that I'm really irritated now. Or you could notice that you're feeling a certain thing. I notice I'm feeling my heart beating faster. I notice I'm thinking that I wish I could get out of here, or I wish I could have another drink. So just to really use this holiday to be like an archaeologist, so that you're actually observing, who am I? What do I do? What do I react? How do I react? And then as we go through the year, we'll look at, is that the way you want to react? Is that what you want in your life? How you want to live? I have an example, a little story. I was actually at a training yesterday, and we were sitting in a group of 5 people, and we were doing an exercise, and they were told, everybody write down 10 things about yourself that's really cool. And this was in the context of training as a speaker, so it was more about, what is it you want to be able to talk to people about? So I had my list of 10 things. It was hard to come up with 10, but I came up with 10. And one of the things that I had on my list, which was the big one, which was that I'm a survivor of child sexual abuse, and now I teach women how to work with their feelings and to help them to heal. So I'm writing that down, so it's on my list, and now we're supposed to share it. And so the first guy, he's 2 young guys and a young woman and a woman a little bit younger than me. And so the guys are going, the first guy goes, I'm a really good cook, and I'm a great dancer, and my wife is a dancer too. And then the second guy is like, oh, I jumped out of a plane twice. And I'm thinking, now I'm starting to have these feelings of like, oh my God, what am I doing here? Why, how am I ever going to share this about myself, even though it is exactly what I want to be sharing, because it is cool about me. But I started to vibrate and go into this experience, and of course I'm noticing it the whole time. I'm noticing it. My body is shaking. I'm really afraid. I'm afraid that I'm not cool. I'm afraid that these guys are just going to, it's just going to end the conversation. So we go to the next person, and it's a woman, and she starts talking about her experience as a kid, and her parents leaving her alone when she was 5 years old. And the next words out of her mouth was, she was abused by her babysitter. So here I am, totally in fear, but noticing my fear. I did not run out of the room, although I really wanted to run out of the room. And I'm so grateful that I was able to notice it and hold it and not act on it. And then the next woman shared her story, and then I was able to share my story. So the benefit of becoming the watcher and noticing is that you will not be living you will be living life. Life won't be living you. You will have some choices. So I'm really excited to be doing this for the whole year, and I hope that you all will join me. You can add some comments below, and we can kind of explore this year, like learning a skill a little bit slower at a time and sharing with each other how it's going and what our experiences are. So thanks so much. Bye-bye.